On January the 5th, 2020, an American Airlines Flight 6916, which is the Airbus A320, was going from Greater Rockford Airport to Cyprus. It was a full express flight with about 200 passengers and 4 crews and 2 pilots. This plane had been having issues ever since that fateful day. But today, it will happen again for the American Airlines. As Flight 6916 climbs up to 50,000 feet of 5,000 feet, they left in the afternoon morning at 12:55. This screen doesn't even have time, so I'm just gonna say random. So yeah. They were already approaching Cyprus because this plane wasn't making local, which is local will stop at Saint and Porth and then last stop Cyprus. But due to delays, it ran express to Cyprus and had back to Greater to make its next local. But the engine one propellers inside and the metals were not fixed properly during its repairs, and the smoke keeps getting up into the windows and the wings, and it does it multiple times to 2 engines, and it does it again. The alarm starts going off randomly, and they try to see what's going on until the failure on the left side of the engine explodes and bursts into flames. The plane bursts to the left or straightly benches to the left. 6916 American Airlines flight is going out of control. They try and control it as it does it again to 2 engines, and they're starting to recognize that both engines are failing at the same time because they won't stop throttling again, and it happens again multiple times. The passengers push on their seatbelts and brace for the unthinkable that can happen. As they approach to the runway, they can see the runway, but they're not able to land because they're not all the way down to the ground, and they're going much faster than usual. All they can do is land at 2 either runways or a road or grass, but not into the trees. The fuel is still left inside the plane, and it could burst into flames, killing all of the innocent lives. As the failure goes off, the land gear was out, and they were not noticing that the third gear wasn't out because the connection to the wires has ripped off and causes more friction damages to the fraction motors. Now the plane wasn't able to land correctly. As they passed Lawrence Airport, they about to land, but they're going much faster than usual, going 400 knots per hour. They pull up the throttle as hard as they can. They can see grass, houses, and different lands and hills. They can see the runway on the other side. They still got control, but when that fuel comes out, there were no steering the plane. The plane notification was still green, but not red. The ATC tower said, "Land safely on the ground. We got emergency services there." As they about to turn back around. As they arrived at Barnya Airport, the speed went down to 200, and now they're at 1,000 feet per second, losing 100 feet per second. They can see the runway, but they're in a straight angle, so they bank it to the right as they could. Finally, they could get a better angle to the right, The passengers braces for impact for the unthinkable as they land at the
ahead.
Big Condo
Pull
Airport.
up. Obstacle ahead.
But the
Pull
brakes
up.
were
Obstacle ahead.
not
Pull up.
available for this
Obstacle
action.
ahead. Pull up.
The plane lands on the runway hard as they could, but when they land, the plane kept going. They slowed down the plane as they could to lose percent of it, but they were going to crash into the water and pull the plane back up. They pulled the throttle up, but the plane wouldn't steer up. They lowered down the flaps so they could get much accuracy and speed so they can land. They had vectors the airplane as they can before they ran out of fuel on the left side of the engine. They only got 10% of it. They are trying their best to control. They are only 35 to 45 minutes in the air trying to control. But there's nothing to help and stop this unthinkable. The next runway were no emergencies. The Coast Guard will be available. But now, as the fuel gets worse, the speed lowers down to 73% as the pilots recognize something is going to happen soon. They put the land gear back up. Instead, the plane drops slowly. They can't reach better altitude. And the plane is about to crash. Oh! 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 Oh no! No! We're stalling! We're stalling! No! The plane starts stalling, and they pulled the throttle up as they could, but the disaster was unthinkable. The plane loses its grip from controlling, and it crashes. All up.